Hey guys, it's Ben and Andrea from VW Family Farm, and we're together on a project today.
We're together on a lot of projects.
Yeah, we are. Today we're going to show you how to sprout microgreens and grow your own greens all winter long, and it's super simple. I was actually going to do this in the greenhouse. I had it all set up, ready in my mind, planned out to go, but at the last minute we kind of changed our mind and thought, you know, this is not something that requires a greenhouse, so I don't really want to do it in the greenhouse and make you think that if you don't have one, you can't do it, because that's just not true. You can sprout and grow microgreens in your house, in a window, in an apartment, anywhere. We're going to be doing it in our garage. So the main things you need are a south-facing window that can get some sunlight in. Let me start first and say this is how I've sprouted mostly up to this point. We've done a few in trays, but I've mostly sprouted in this jar. These are fairly inexpensive, easy to get. They're everywhere at health food stores and health grocery stores and stuff. You just put a couple tablespoons of seed in there, you rinse it, it's got this screen on the top, you rinse a few times a day, and then after so many days, depending on your seed, you put it in indirect sunlight and it'll green up to get the chlorophyll and stuff in the leaves. Works great. But there is a small risk with using this of bacteria forming, because it's going to fill this jar up, forming in the middle of the basically wad of sprouts. It's a very small chance. We've not had any problems with it, but this is a different method of sprouting, and you grow these in soil and then clip them off at the soil, and there's not hardly any risk of bacteria contamination with sprouting this way. So I'm not
this way you're eating the whole
right.
You're eating the whole plant. You're eating the roots and everything.
See,
this way you're just eating the greens.
Right. So this is going to be more microgreens. This is sprouts. I just want to mention the risk, but it's very small, and I will continue to do this. A lot of people do it with no problems. So let's get going.
What we start out with is I've got a bag. This is what I always start my sprouts in, or my seeds in, for getting ready for the garden. Just some Pro Mix. I don't use regular potting soil on sprouting seeds. This is pretty much just like peat moss and the
it's just a seed sprouting mix. It's not like a potting soil.
No, it's not potting soil. It's actually called seed sprouting mix. But that way, when I do it inside, I use that and I can just pop the roots of the plant up, transplant it into the thing. But for what we're doing, we don't need potting soil. This works.
These are just some trays that the 6-packs came in. Yeah. And I believe, did we get those for free? Just at stores when we bought 6-packs?
That, and I know a couple people that's got greenhouses and sells 6-packs and uses these, and they've got stacks of them outside. I asked them one time if I could have a handful of them. That way I use them and put all my 6-packs or 9-packs or whatever in these.
Back to microgreen sprouting. The first thing you need to do is sanitize your trays.
And now all that is just running hot bleachy water.
Yeah, I just ran really hot water in the bathtub, put some bleach. You want to put about 1 ounce of bleach to a gallon of water. I just eyeballed it. I made it pretty heavy on bleach to sanitize these trays. You don't want fungus and bacteria in your trays. So now you go with the next step. All
I'm doing is using an old coffee can. I put the seed sprouting soil in here, go inside to I can use the bathtub, whatever, where she washed these out. Get some really hot water. That makes your soil temperature already warm. Soak it really good. I soak it so good that it's squeezing water out, and then throw it in, level it out.
Okay, while he's doing that, he's just gonna fill those trays and kind of, if you were doing a commercial operation, if you watch videos on that, a lot of them will have a board that's the exact size of their trays, and they'll like smush it down to pack that down. You don't have to do that for just sprouting at home. You can just pat it down. You'll see him doing that in just a second. And I'm gonna kind of, while he's getting those ready, I'm gonna talk to you about what we're gonna be sprouting. I have acquired over the last couple of years that I've been doing sprouts in my jar, several different seeds. These are mung beans. I really like the taste of these. These have a good nutty taste. And you can do whatever you want with sprouts. You can throw them on a sandwich. You can saute them a little bit. You can throw them in a salad, whatever you desire to do. But those just have a really good flavor to me. I like them. This is sprouting broccoli, and broccoli has been known to have a cancer-fighting chemical in the little sprouts. They are just being shown to be super healthy for you. So I'm gonna sprout some broccoli. And they taste just like broccoli. It's pretty amazing. I got some sprouting red clover. I've got some organic alfalfa seeds. And then I've got some 3-part salad mix. This is just a mixture. I think it's alfalfa, radish, and broccoli just mixed together. And then this is what I'm most excited about. These are sprouting black oil sunflower seeds, and these are organic. It says they're great in any salad. You just put them in their shell, and then they'll come up with the little small plump leaves when they sprout. You can soak these. A lot of people will soak sunflower seeds to get them to sprout better. I'm gonna show you here in a minute. We've already done this video once and our sound messed up. So a week ago, we started some and we brought you along, but we had no sound. So we're redoing it.
That would get quite boring.
Yeah, you don't want to watch us doing it and just moving our mouth. But we're going to try to do this maybe like once a week. It just depends on how much we eat, because we've got greens growing other places too. But we're going to try to start a tray or two a week just to give us some greens throughout the winter. So we were going to do this again anyway. But I'm going to take you over here in a few minutes when we get these ready and show you last week's and what they look like. And last week I did the salad sprouting mix. That's the mixture. And I did sunflower seeds. And I did not soak these, and they sprouted beautifully. So soak or don't, whatever you want to do. Okay, he's about got 1 tray ready and patted down.
How many are you going to do tonight? 1 or 2?
Let's do 2.
2 trays.
So tonight, I'm gonna do mung beans for sure, and sprouting broccoli. Those are the 2 I'm gonna do tonight. I'm getting that ready for the next one, or are you gonna go ahead and do the next one? You want me doing the next one while I sprinkle?
I can. I gotta get the.
Okay.
As you see, to rehydrate the soil, it takes quite a bit of water. This thing right here was half full on this batch. I used half of it a while ago on the other one.
It's really, really dry. If you buy
the peat moss,
seed sprouting, like actual, and that is a type that won't grow fungus, because if you sprout many seeds, you're going to find out that you're going to lose some to fungus and mold and things like that. So that's what led us to sprouting our seeds in this.
And what I was getting at is you want to make sure that you're pushing all the way to the bottom of the jug if you do it this way, because the bottom of it takes it so long to soak it up. So what I'm doing is pushing that water moisture down into the bottom.
Now, if you want to use potting soil, go right ahead. This is just what we had, and so instead of going and buying more, because it's not really the time of year that there's a great quality and great selection of potting soils out there and seed starting mixes, we're just using what we had. So we're just telling you this for future reference. Maybe you'll want to use this type in the spring. But if you've got potting soil right now, by all means, this will work with potting soil. Okay, I'm going to start on the first tray while he's getting that ready.
And what this is, what we've done here is, of course, the regular 6-pack trays, but then also underneath it is another tray.
So the 6-pack trays, I don't know if we specifically said this.
It's a solid bottom.
Yeah, the 6-pack trays have holes in them, because when they water 6-packs at the store, they just spray it and it has drain holes. So that's perfect, because you need some drain holes. You don't want these just swimming in water. And
the reason that we're using these is because I don't want to buy some more of these that have all these holes in them, and I don't want to poke holes in them. So I'm going to use what I've got here and here, put them together, and that way, once you've sprouted, you want to water in this and set this back down in there and let the soil soak up from the bottom. That way you're not trying to water or spritz on top of those really delicate new sprouts.
And if you've ever watered, thank you, Lane. Lane's being our gopher. If you've ever watered young plants that you planted even in your garden, you know if you water them too hard, you're gonna just lay them down into basically mud, and then their little leaves just stick, and it's a done deal at that point. So that's the point of watering from the bottom. Okay, you're gonna wanna spread these pretty thick, because you're gonna obviously harvest these as very young plants. You're not trying to do spacing for if you were gonna pluck these up and put them in a 6-pack or something. They're not gonna grow to full maturity. So just put these on there pretty thick. I don't think you can go wrong. And there is all kinds of stuff you can sprout. You can sprout arugula, you know, spinach, just anything that you would eat for greens, beans, lentils, things like that, you can sprout. Okay, we mentioned the trays a minute ago. Another thing I want to say, if I had this to do over and I knew more about sprouting microgreens like I do now than I did when we ordered these trays, I would not even order these trays that have the solid bottoms. I would order probably, like, there's some that are like an inch tall. I would order those. I would not order these. I would get some that have holes and some that don't, so they can sit in there like this. The reason being, if you have, these don't need a whole lot of depths of soil because they're babies. And so you're gonna use a whole lot less potting soil, potting mix with something an inch tall than in something as tall as these are. So that's just a little tidbit for you. Okay. I think these are about ready.
But we do repurpose this potting soil.
Yes.
I'll put it in a, not my regular compost pile, I'll put it in a compost bucket like thing that is just for this, because you're still going to have unsprouted seeds, and then for whatever reason when you dump it, they're going to end up sprouting, most of them.
Okay, last week when we did this for you, we did a little experiment, and there's 2 different ways. Once you get your seeds sprinkled on here, that they don't need complete darkness like if you were germinating some types of seeds, but they do need a little bit of dark. So there's 2 different ways. You can put paper towel over this, spritz it down really good, and wait about, I think ours took about 4 days, but it's cold here right now, and this garage is chilly, so it might be a little shorter if you're doing this inside, I don't know. Just peek at it. So you can spread the paper towel over it and spritz that down. Another way is to take another one of these trays. Will you hand me one? Let me find my spritzing bottle. So the paper towel way, it worked beautifully, it was fine. But this is just too easy, so we're gonna do it this way. I've got the seeds laid in there. I'm just gonna spritz them and get them wet. Now let me say, if you watch other microgreen sprouting videos on YouTube, you're gonna see some people cover these with another layer of potting mix at this point. You can do that if you want. But we tried that once before and everything molded.
Well, and when they come up, you've got that soil on those fresh new leaves that's sitting on top of them, and of course you're not going to water from the top because they're so tender,
and they're not outside getting rained on.
No, it's just messy.
So they're really dirty once they push up through that soil, and then you've got to try to wash all that off, or you're going to have gritty microgreens and stuff like that, and that's just gross. So this worked just fine. It's what we're going to stick with. Use your own preference. So I'm just going to mist these with a light, this is just a real gentle spraying spray bottle. They're just literally laying on top of the potting soil. And then I'm going to take an extra solid bottom tray and I'm going to just set it on top of it. It has nothing in it, so it's really lightweight. And I'm going to leave that there for about, like I said, it took 4 days this last time. As those sprout, they're going to push that tray up a little bit. And you can just lift it up and look at it. And as they sprout, like today is when I did it, I just took this off and then they're sprouted, they're ready to go. And then we'll put them on the shelf over there. So I'm going to get this other tray ready, and then we're going to take you over there and show you what last week's looked like, and we're going to get these set up. So here we go. Okay, you got some wise words?
Eat green.
Eat greens? Okay. We're going to follow you, handsome guy, over there to put them on the shelf.
Y'all know I'm just doing what I'm told, right?
That's a good man. And Lane, this is super professional lighting here. A boy with a flashlight.
Alright, you're gonna have to set them right here.
Okay, so this is just a shelf someone gave us for free. Again, we're pretty much cheapskates. If someone says it's free, we take it. I don't know if you can even tell what we're doing. This up here on the top is last week's. We're going to show you here in a second. So we're going to set that there with the top on it like we showed you. It's going to sit there like that. I'm not going to do a thing to it for 3 or 4 days. And there's tray number 2.
And after you take the lids off, you can move them up to the next level. You just got more gap in here. I built this, or I put this thing together like this. I built a fodder system, and the racks are offset. And that way the water drains back down. So
we did fodder all last winter for the rabbits.
All right, you show them your sprouts?
Yep. Let's show them the top. This is the salad mix. I think I've got the camera on it. So you can see we got a good germination on that. And then this is the sunflowers. I'm really excited about them. So they sprouted really well. Okay.
There's our south-facing window.
Yep. There's our dirty south-facing window. This is in the garage. These, I don't know if you can see any, and there's my camera light shadowing. There's some fuzzy little stuff on there, and we've done this once before and threw it all away. And come to find out, that's a natural part of the process. If you get this covered in like crazy amounts of mold, I'm not going to say eat it. But if you just get some fuzziness, don't just panic and chunk it all right then. Check it out before you do, because we wasted a lot of time and work. So anyway, you can probably start eating these after, I'm going to say 10 days, 2 weeks. Just look at it. So after probably 10 days, 2 weeks, you can probably start eating them. Just go on the height of them, and you just, when you get ready, clip them off at the level with the soil, I guess, a little bit above the soil. You don't want to eat dirt.
I filled it up where it's about, I don't know, ½ an inch below the top of the lip. That way, I'll use that lip as a guide and leave a ½ inch of stem on there. That way you don't get close to the soil. But that's what she was saying about using the smaller trays. You don't use as much soil, and you can use that as your guide.
Right. That's what we'll be doing when we order some more. Because it's go big or go home, right?
That's what we did on the greenhouse.
That's right. So that is a way you can sprout your own greens all winter. Again, no special equipment, just some trays and potting soil and seeds. It's really simple, really nutritious. It's a good way to get your greens without always having to go to the store and buying them.
Or just eating lettuce.
Right. They're not big fans of just lettuce.
Like spinach.
Yeah.
Kale.
Anyway, I'm going to be trying quite a few varieties this winter, so I'll let you know what we like. I'm pretty excited about it. That's all we got for now. Probably the next video you see is going to be sourdough from the beginning, so stay tuned. I know a lot of y'all are wanting to see that. What else we got going this week?
I started vacation, so while we're not eating ham and turkey and dressing, we're going to be building fence.
Yes, we're in a huge fence project for rotational grazing, which if you're not familiar with that, you pack a lot of animals on a small area and rotate them. You can grow a lot more animals on a lot less acreage. So those of you homesteaders who don't have a huge property, but you're wanting to make income from your homestead, we are documenting this for you so that you will know how to do it, right?
Sure.
Because it's not easy carrying a camera around.
No.
But we're trying to do it because we want to get the info out to you guys. So anyway, got anything else?
Let's eat.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.
Hey, if you hadn't already, go down below and subscribe. Click the bell. That way you get all the notifications when we upload new videos. And we really, really, really enjoy reading all the comments. Y'all keep us busy with reading comments, and we really enjoy it. And
here's just something nice you could do for Lane, our 15-year-old. He does all our editing. He spends time every day, and it's part of his schoolwork, I consider it. And he puts a lot of effort into these videos. If you could leave him a comment saying, "Good job, Lane," that would make his day. Just leave him a good job or something. We'll see you on the next video.
God bless.